I spent 24 hours in Anime Tales. If you want to see more content just like this, let me know down below in the comments. And at the end of the video, I am going to have some tips and tricks that I learned throughout my 24 hours to help you guys out that are just starting right now. Just a quick note, if you are looking for a guild for Anime Tales, I do have a guild. It is called Valhalla. We have multiple divisions. Right now, they are all currently filled, but within the upcoming week, we are going to be making a lot of changes with who's in our guild and who's not. So make sure you join the Discord server down below in the description if you guys want a shot at getting in once we have more slots. Hour 1, we loaded in and got to claim all of our rewards. Our game passes, we got our VIP, and we got that striker boat. We then went ahead and crafted our first skin, which of course was Goku, who we chose at the start. We then went ahead and started to do some fishing. We actually fished for a decent amount of time. Honestly, I'm going to say this right now in advance. I would not recommend fishing too often. There's definitely better ways of getting gold and things like that. They definitely nerfed it from when it was released 2 months ago. But we did fish for a bit. Really didn't catch anything besides trouts, swordfishes. Nothing really too special. Do keep in mind, guys, if you do fish enough, you can go ahead and talk to Gon, who is the NPC at the dock, and redeem some rewards, get some cool things. You can even actually craft Gon if you fish for enough time. After fishing, we decided to take our new boat for a spin, which, by the way, this thing is crazy fast. I mean, just look at this thing go. We are zooming through the waters. We got 3 jet engines on the back of this thing. Honestly, an absurd boat. Crazy overpowered, but really not much use because after you unlock waypoints, you don't really tend to use it. But here we go. We're just heading over to the Kaido Island, which there are 3 islands. There's Kaido, there's Marineford, and then there is the Big Mom one. So we head over there and we can go ahead and get our waypoint. We try to create our Valhalla guild. Unfortunately, we need 2,500 gems, which is quite a bit. 2,500 gems does cost $25, which I actually do get later on in this video because I decide that it's going to be worth it just to make sure my name does not get sniped. And then we go ahead and we start doing some training next. This first hour is probably the one that has the most. We tend to do a lot here in the first hour. We checked out pretty much everything. So right now, we're just training our swords with the Mihawk skin, which is awesome. We're getting 23 per click. Not bad at all. After we finally received our content creator code, which gives us a bunch of gems, a bunch of coins, a gaming chair, some potions, and a shiny character of our choice, which I did and choose Mikey. So here we are, we go over back to Velk, and we can upgrade or craft a skin, and of course, we are going to craft shiny Mikey, who's who we use for pretty much the rest of this video. An awesome character to have. Here we go, we're going to go ahead, equip him, and we can check him out. He looks awesome. Honestly, I'm so happy I decided to choose him. He gives a decent special bonus for training, and he also has a lot of health and just M1 damage in general. Honestly, such an awesome unit to have. So glad I was able to get him as one of my first characters. Next up, we got to go ahead and we start grinding some fame. So the first hour, we pretty much grinded a lot of just basic stuff. You see here, we get to sit down in our gaming chair. Only 1 fame, which sucks, and we can't upgrade it. So getting fame later on is going to be an issue because, well, it's kind of slow to get. Now, we are finally able to get rank 2. So there we are. GG's. We get rank 2. We just need 1,000 of each stat and a little bit of fame along with some gold. Awesome. We get rank 2. Now we go back to doing a little bit of training. We only do this for a little bit though because then the final thing we did for this hour was fighting Kaido. We went ahead. We attempted it. This is our first boss battle attempt, and these bosses are no joke. I was underprepared for sure. This boss was no joke. I had all of my Valhalla guild members to help me out. He was crazy strong with HP and almost one-shot pretty much all of us. He did just absolutely destroy us. Look at me trying to crawl away from my death. It's not gonna happen. Hour 2 now. Now we are back into getting fame. And you can see we got everyone to stack up on the fame. So now we're getting 1.5 instead of 1, which is awesome. Not much of an improvement, but still a little bit more. After that, we go ahead and now we are able to create our guild. So this is the big part here. We are able to finally create our guild, Valhalla. Of course, our other divisions will be creating their guild at some time. But right now, this is the main one. Bam! Created! And we get those missions. We grind those missions later on and do become, I believe, one of the first guilds, if not the first guild, to actually go ahead and get that finished. After that, guys, we go ahead and we rank up to rank 3. We're moving through these ranks quite quick right now. Later on, though, it starts to slow down a lot. After that, we do some more training. We finally got 100k power, so we can train our power or strength over there. After that, we go ahead and we start farming some NPCs. The NPCs do have 2 rare drops, and then actually there are some more rare drops that are even rarer. But the marine caps and the cloak, I believe, are the more common ones. And then you can get a hood if you get super lucky. So that is very, very good. We try to get that later on in the 24 hours. But right now, we're just doing some generic killing, trying to get ourselves one of the new drops and checking out the combat. Now we go back to training. We do train for a lot. That is pretty much what this game is, training and fighting. So we go back to training for a bit. Of course, we're training more of our strength. After that, though, we see our first one. This is the first one we have found. It is a Grimoire. The Grimoires are quite rare to spawn, and actually someone from my stream, Lucky, who is also in Valhalla, found it, and he does indeed let me get it. So you will find these around any map. It could be any 3 once it spawns, so make sure you check all of them. You'll be able to tell when the NPC has it. Just know the NPC will not transform unless you hit them once, so make sure you do that. They do have quite a bit of HP, but if you get stronger later on, they are no threat at all. We just go ahead, we quickly jump him, we take care of him, and then you guys will see what we get afterwards. It's pretty awesome. Definitely pretty cool. Unfortunately, I did get Noelle, which is probably one of the worst ones right now. Right now, for bosses, you're going to want Yuno, and you're also going to want Yami. They are both quite good for boss fighting. This one, Noelle, is not the best. There we are. If you just hold E to claim it, and then bam, we got the option to hit T, which unfortunately does not work now. We figure out how to work it later. You basically need to get your yellow bar filled, which is under the mana. After that, we go back to doing some more NPC killing, but this time I'm actually killing to try to fill that yellow bar so I can actually use the Grimoire and check it out, because I was one of the first people to actually get it. So after that, we go ahead and we actually go to the titles area, which currently we have a lot of titles because, well, game just released, so we're on most of the leaderboards. We do actually go with Beware of Me because that is our guild leaderboard title. I wish there were top 1 titles. There isn't. I think the highest it goes to is top 10, which kind of sucks, but whatever. We go ahead, we choose Beware of Me, which is an awesome title, and then after that, we attempt to fight Big Mom, now with my new transformation, which, of course, I don't know Big Mom's attacks, so I'm kind of noob right now at dodging them. Later on, we get a lot better. But yeah, we try to get that yellow bar filled up so I can use the transformation. We do lose. Big Mom's not easy. Neither of them were easy. We were still quite under-leveled for these battles, but we were trying them anyway, just seeing how they went. And there you guys go. There is a cutscene for the Grimoires, and we pop it, and bam, we have the bubble, which I believe heals us and pushes enemies away. And then we also have some sort of other ability, which I don't exactly remember what that one does. Definitely a cool one to have, but also not a good one for boss fighting. Now into hour 3, we find another Grimoire, and this time it is Asta, which is not a bad one to have. Still not the best for boss fighting, but hey, at least it's different from the one we have. Of course, when you get a new Grimoire, your old one gets replaced and deleted, so we do let someone else take it, but we help take down the Asta Grimoire. Definitely a cool one to find. After that, we go back to training. We are slowly moving up. Now we can train in all 100k areas, and so we can slowly get more and more energy that we do actually need. Next up, we attempt another Big Mom boss fight, which, I mean, as you could probably guess, even though now we have 2 Grimoires, we have mine and Asta, it still does not go too well, and we do get taken down and get defeated. After that, we go back to training. Most of this hour we did spend training, just trying to get higher stats in our area so we could rank up. And, you know, in the off time, we decided to do a few of the boss battles. Hour 4, we finally decide to spend some of our gems on the banner. There's nothing really I could get that would help me out because I already have the shiny Mikey, who is pretty good from season 1 here. But we do go ahead, spin a bit. We didn't get anything, but we were training while we did this, so, you know, didn't waste too much time. Next up, we go ahead, we start fishing again. This time, we fish for a long time. We are trying to get a better fish. Really, we did not get anything too good, just the same old stuff, trouts, swordfishes, all of that. So unfortunately, fishing does not seem too good. But yeah, we were doing it, trying to complete some going quests to try to get some gold, but really wasn't working out for us. After fishing, we take another ride on our super fast 3-jet engine boat off to the 3rd island and the final one that is out right now. We go ahead, we head over there, and we do unlock one of the waypoints, so now our boat's pretty much useless because we can just teleport to whichever island we want to head off to. We finally have enough for rank 5. There we go. Rank 5, it took us a long time to get out of rank 5. It really does start to scale up after a point. Now we go ahead, we go back to training. For most of this video now, we are training. Well, because that's kind of how the game works. You train to rank up, so we do that for majority of the video. So we go ahead, we train here, and we start rolling some more. In case you know, we did not get anything. Now into hour 5. We are continuing our training journey, trying to get all of our stats up so we can rank up. I'm trying to become the first to rank 7 so I can get those cool Zoro quests or whatever that may be. Then we finally decided to start working on our kill quests for our guild. We need 250 kills. And then we are able to rank up and also research some more stuff, which is very, very good for our guild. We do try another Kaido now. Now, a lot of us have Grimoires because we've been playing ever since release. We've been getting every Grimoire that's popped up. So we're hoping we can actually be able to defeat him this time. After the boss, we go back to kill farming. We are just using alt accounts in our private server. I think we have like 7 or 6 of them in a corner. And we just farm them. Super, super easy and quick. I would recommend it if you guys need to get those 250 kill quests for your guild. Hour 6, we start off by fighting the Sea Beast. This is the first Sea Beast that spawned. We knew that Sea Beasts were a thing because it was there 2 months ago, but we did not see it in the bosses. So we were wondering where it spawned. All of a sudden, it spawned. It was a raid. As you can see, we now have Yuno. We got the Yuno Grimoire at some point. It is the best one, so glad to have that. It's got ranged abilities, which is super, super good for boss fighting. We were actually able to take out the Sea Beast. Unfortunately, it did not give too much, just gave us about 1,000 gold and some other currency. We also had our first fight, I guess you could say. All of us were gaining up of some random who somehow found our private server. Next up, we do go ahead and try another Kaido. As you can see, though, we do unfortunately lose. But fun little fact, you can revive each other when you're dead on the ground. After that, we are trying another Kaido. This is the first Kaido of hour 7 now. We are grinding these bosses. We really, really want to be able to kill one. So we're at it again, trying to defeat another Kaido. We're getting better at dodging the attacks. Still, that slash is pretty deadly and not easy to dodge, that's for sure. We also finally learned that you can hold the ability down to charge it. So if you hold your ability button, it gets more powerful, which we had no clue you could do. Definitely would have been good to know earlier on at a different point. We were able to defeat the Kaido, but unfortunately my game bugged and I never got any awards. You guys saw I just stayed there, got nothing. After that, we go back to training. We are getting close to when I actually do get off to AFK for a bit. So yeah, we're just training. We're testing out the abilities. You guys can see here, we are charging this one up and it just goes crazy. Start of hour 8 now. We are still training. We are trying, I believe right now we were trying to maybe get 1 mil of each. I don't exactly remember what we were trying to do, but we were training. That's for sure. We were training for a long time. We do fight another Kaido. Unfortunately, we do go down again. Finally do move on from that area of training. We're still training. Now we are inside of the mirror area, which allows us to get more punch, which is very, very good and something that we did indeed need. And then after that, the final thing we needed, because you need defense, strength, and then we also needed this one, which is called energy. So we need all 3. We got the other 2, so now we're 2/3 of the way there. Just needed to get this one, and then we could finally rank up once again. Hour 9 is when we start our AFK journey. For about the next 2 hours, we were AFKing in this one room, training sword and defense. Unfortunately, though, at some point, we did actually get a new update, which kicks us out of the game. Unfortunately, because of that update, we did lose about an hour or 2 because we just had to sit there. But then, back at it, hour 14 and through to 15, we were back to grinding. I was actually back on at this point, but I still did AFK grind for a little bit while I was actually working on this video. But we pretty much went all around. We went back to the book, did some AFK in there, and then we were just chilling and doing some AFKing with the fist as well, trying to get our stats up. So we would indeed actually be ready to go ahead and start our rank 7 work. Hours 16 through 19, we continue this AFK grind. We are still in the fist area here. And then after we're done in the fist area, we do actually move over to the tree because we finally reached 100 million on strength, which means we can access this tree now. So we're chilling on the strength, and now we just have to focus the other things so we can get to rank 6. Next up, we actually start going through speed. This is probably the most tedious one we did throughout the hours 16 through 19 because we were getting so little on the track. And it jumped from 1k to, or sorry, not 1k. It jumped from 100 to 1 million. The next area required 1 million speed, and so we were running here for ages. But in the meantime, we were going and killing all of the NPCs we saw, trying to get the hood. Unfortunately, we did not get the hood, but we got a lot, and I mean a lot, of the Unos, which were awesome for people on our division who still needed them. We do attempt another Big Mom battle. Now, I don't know, the bosses were so scuffed around the first 20-ish hours of release. I mean, they were all over the place. At certain times, they were super strong. Other times, you could one-shot them with abilities. And then we had a stage where you couldn't deal any damage with abilities. And now we're in a stage where they nerfed them by 50%. So the bosses are having a lot of balancing done to them. They were still extremely hard. And so unfortunately, we were not able to take out Big Mom. We did lose to her. These bosses are no joke. They are extremely hard. Make sure you are well geared and well prepared to fight them. I don't even know a good strat to defeat them yet. I'll let you guys know if I find one. Next up, we actually do go ahead and fight another Sea Beast. So I don't know how often these spawn. Seems like a kind of rare chance for them to spawn. But we were going ahead and fighting another one right outside of Marines Ford. This time was a lot harder than the previous time. We struggled a lot more than the first time. So once again, I don't know. They did some sort of changes to the bosses and made them a lot harder and then nerfed them right after. So we did actually lose to this boss. It was just a little bit too hard for us. Next, I went back to the track where I just ran, gaining my 1K, hoping to get 1 million so we could finally move on to the next area. It's like a little desert where you can run. There, you get so much more speed. It's so much quicker, but this is just taking ages. Of course, all on the way, we were killing NPCs. We then finally reached the 1 million threshold, so we got to move on to the desert, which now we are gaining 20.3 thousand speed per time, which is definitely a lot better than before. After the desert, we probably go to the spot where we spent the most time in these 24 hours. Right on this house that's on some sort of like little small island. I don't know how many hours we spent here. I promise you, it was a lot. Here, we grinded our sword level, and we also grinded our energy. So we were here for a long time. I saw someone who wasn't in our guild that joined my private server. I don't know how people keep doing it. But I decided I was going to kidnap this guy. I don't know why. I just felt like it. So we took him out, and then we put him on our shoulder, and we actually brought him over to our boat. And now you guys can see how buggy the boat is when there's a dead person in it. The boat like wobbles, and it looks like you're sinking. But honestly, probably one of the funniest moments I had in these 24 hours. It was a lot of fun being able to do this, so that was a lot of fun to do. Afterwards, though, we did go back to the island, which is, like I said, where we spent most of the 24 hours just farming swords and whatnot. Afterwards, you guys can see here, I am showcasing the new dash to other members of my division. This was another little fun moment. So the dash here, it's actually super good because as I was explaining it to them, when you dash, your enemy cannot see where you're dashing. You go invisible. So you can fake them out by looking one way, and then last second, quickly changing your direction. You'll fake them out, and you can probably get a combo on them in the back, and it's probably just going to be incredibly overpowered. Try to get it. You just need 2.5 million speed. Now into hour 20, we can finally unlock tier 7. This is the max tier you can get currently in the game. More tiers will be unlockable as updates come out. But right now, this was the highest rank you could reach. So with that, I was able to go over to Zoro and talk to him because can't talk to him till you get tier 7. So you see here, I need to do the tier 7 quest, which is 10 bill and 20 mil. That's going to take a lot of time. But here we go. We can accept this other quest, which we do need to get 100 billion weapon. We have a lot of grinding to do, guys. A lot of grinding. Afterwards, we go back to our notorious AFK spot. You already know what it is, the island. We then go ahead and start farming some NPCs on the Big Mom Island because at the time I was farming energy. And on the Big Mom Island, you can get 2 drops, balloons and glasses. You might be able to get something else. As far as I know, that's it though. Both of them give a % buff to energy training. So I was trying to get that as a drop so I could better farm my energy and farm it more efficiently. Then we head back to our island. No surprise there. We truly do love that island. And then, unfortunately, guys, I went AFK 10 minutes after AFK. No joke. 10 minutes after I went AFK, all day there was no update. 10 minutes after I go AFK, update drops. And that just sinks like an extra 2-ish hours out of my AFK time, which was very, very unfortunate. But then we do get back, and, well, what do you know? When we get back, we go straight to farming our island, our favorite spot in the game. And pretty much, guys, we just sit on the island for the rest of the 24 hours, just farming our energy. I'm still doing it right now as I'm recording this voiceover. I am on the island in the exact position I am in right now on the footage. So yeah, guys, that was our 24-hour journey. We did not do bad. Here's what we got in 24 hours. We got 159 million strength, 105 million defense, 597 million energy and counting, 505 million weapon, 2.7 million speed, 201 fame. Total power, 1.3 billion. We are rank 7, and we are pretty high on the guild leaderboard. Unfortunately, though, we have already completed all of our missions, cannot do any more. That is going to do it for this video, guys. I appreciate you watching to the end. If you want to see more Anime Tales content, let me know down below in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.